Okay, so I could not talk about Spencer Pratt. Obviously, he was huge on The Hills. He is Heidi Montag's partner. And if you're kind of on TikTok at the moment, I'm sure you've probably seen some of their videos because they're doing a lot due to their home being lost to the wildfires recently in LA. So they've been trying to set up like GoFundMe, and they've been trying to obviously get Heidi's music to #1 and trying to like help financially with some of the costs of things that have been happening to like rebuild their life. So I know this sun is really annoying. I'm in my car on my way to work, but I wanted to get this video done for you guys. So let's talk about his astrology. Capricorn rising, no surprise there. That gives like CEO, like boss, big D energy. A Leo sun and Mars in the 8th house. Yeah, okay. That's very Scorpio vibes. And then he has that Scorpio moon in the 11th house, right near his MC. Venus and Mercury in Virgo in the 9th house, and Heidi is a Virgo. So Venus shows what you're attracted to, your relationship. So that's really funny. And then he has like Neptune, Uranus, Jupiter in the 12th house. He has Saturn conjunct Pluto, which is really, really interesting. The two malefic planets, or like two difficult planets there. Saturn's one of the malefics, I should say. Mars is the other one. But the second malefic, Mars, does aspect that Pluto-Saturn conjunction. So all the malefics and the challenging planets are playing out with that square aspect there. But that Saturn and Pluto is in a conjunction in Libra in the 10th house. Thus, Saturn is his chart ruler, making that Saturn in Libra really, really important. Now, Saturn doesn't do too bad in Libra. It's an air sign. Saturn likes to be here, but it is a malefic planet. So, interesting that, again, his chart ruler has that Pluto there, which, again, is that Scorpio type energy. He comes across as very Scorpio, which is no surprise. Like, he kind of says it how it is. He doesn't care if people hate him. He actually antagonizes people a lot of the time and tries to get a reaction out of them. He doesn't mind being the villain, the bad guy. He's quite comfortable with that energy. I think he's probably seen a lot of that Scorpio Pluto energy, death, rebirth, a lot of endings, a lot to do with other people's money, like big amounts of money, crimes, like anything that's kind of like hidden and dark. Trauma, like there's a lot of like psychological trauma with Scorpio placements. Scorpio and Pluto, they do link to Heidis, the god of the underworld, and Mars is actually the traditional ruler of Scorpio. And that is in the 8th house, that Scorpio house. Now, if we look at his bigger transits for 2025, we are seeing that Aries 4th house of his has just had eclipses there, and it's got one more to come. One more eclipse in Aries, the last one. So watch that space. It's in his 4th house of home and family. And he'll also have Neptune moving there very soon in March, and then Saturn moving there in May. Saturn's restrictions, boundaries, limitations. So there's going to be some challenges there. And then Pluto in the 2nd house. Pluto is like transformation. It's crisis, power and control issues in the 2nd house of money, like his actual money. That Mars retrograde that's been happening has actually been on his natal Mars in the 8th house. It has just dipped back into Cancer, into the 7th house of his relationship and marriage. And it's funny how he's kind of like pushing his partner to kind of be a little bit more famous, trying to get her music out there. Again, to do with that 8th house, 7th house money, like his partner's money and income. Very interesting there. But Uranus is also going to move into Gemini, into his 6th house of like work. So I think we can expect some more from him on social media. I mean, Gemini is all about TV, communication, social media. His North Node's there, Chiron's there. So definitely, I think we might be seeing a bit more of him very soon. And then we can't not talk about the eclipses that are going to happen this year in Pisces and Virgo, because he does have that Virgo, Mercury and Venus that are going to be hit with these eclipses. And he's going to have the South Node on that Venus and Mercury, which is where you need to release and let go. So relationship things that he might need to let go of, money issues, legal money issues, because the 9th house can be like legal events. So some kind of things happening there with his relationship potentially. And he will have Jupiter moving through the 7th house as well in Cancer as of June this year. So that will expand and grow his partnerships and relationships. It'll have a lot to do with Heidi and her situation, her expanding. So again, very interesting to see what's happening there for him. But the fires have been devastating and obviously impacted them quite a lot. But he's going through a lot, especially in the next couple of months with like home and family with that Aries energy and the 2nd house with Pluto there. Now, if we quickly have a look at Miss Heidi Montag's chart, Virgo rising, sun right there on the ascendant. That is crazy. She has a Mercury in Libra. She has a Pluto and Venus conjunction in Scorpio, showing that she's attracted to and loves that Scorpio energy. And what is Spencer? He is a Scorpio. And also Spidey, like Scorpio rules over things that are poisonous, spiders, scorpions, all that kind of stuff. So the Spidey nickname for their relationship is actually quite fitting. But it's funny how he has a Virgo Venus and he is attracted to her and she's a Virgo, and then she has the she has the Scorpio Venus and she's attracted to him, and he has heavy Scorpio placement. So I found that very, very interesting. And then she has Saturn in the 4th house of home and family. That's quite challenging. And Uranus, lots of challenges there. Neptune and Mars in Capricorn. Obviously, Spencer is a Capricorn rising, so that Mars is actually quite close to his rising sign. So that's kind of her being like, intimate and attracted to him sex-wise. Moon in Aquarius, so she is, with her moon in Aquarius, she's more big picture thinker, very logical, a little bit detached and aloof, that kind of energy with a moon in moon in Aquarius. It's in the 6th house as well, which is all about health and fitness and career. So like the actual work and daily duties that she does, very work orientated. Again, moon in the 6th house is very much like kind of takes on those Virgo qualities as well. And she is a Virgo rising and a Virgo sun. So she's very Virgo, and whereas obviously Spencer is very Scorpio and Scorpio themes, she's very Virgo and very earthy, very Virgo energy, which is very, very interesting because those energies do like sextile each other. So very interesting. Spencer's water and Heidi's earth, really. And then she's got Jupiter in Pisces in the 7th house, North Node in Aries in the 8th house where the eclipses have been and the North Node's been. So she's just had her North Node return not too long ago in the 8th house of like other people's money, banks, loans, taxes, debts, all that kind of stuff. She has her MC in Gemini, that's the 10th house, with Chiron there, so wounds around her communication. But this is like a very social house, very much social media, very much like, the hills, like she was famous for that. It's very Gemini energy, like gossip. And she's been having the Mars retrograde in her 12th house, and it's now gone into her 11th house. So potentially there's a lot of stuff happening with her audience, and they are trying to bump her music up and kind of get her relevant on like social media and on the internet, which is like that kind of 11th house, like friendships, groups, audience, that type of energy. Not surprised there. Pluto's moving into the 6th house, so she could have a lot happening with her work and a lot of transformation there, a lot of crisis there. If not, it could be her health, because that does link to the 6th house as well. That Aries 8th house of like debt, inheritances, other people's money, her partner's money. That Aries side is going to get Saturn and Neptune there again very soon. So Neptune in March and Saturn in May. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with their money and their debts and their loans and stuff. And then Uranus will move into her 10th house, changing her career and reputation. I really just think this has been a bit of a glow up. It's brought attention to them. It's a very sad, tragic loss with them losing their house through the fire. I think they've used this as a way to make money and to get like attention and kind of get back into the spotlight, a bit of fame there. I mean, would we do any different if we're in this situation? I don't know, but not judging them, but that's just kind of what the chart shows there. But she will be having the eclipses in her 1st and 7th house. So relationships are going to be where she's focusing. She's going to be putting more attention into her relationship with her partner, so Spencer, and partnerships as well, career-wise. But she has to release themes around herself. self-image, perfectionism. The South Node is going to be going through her Virgo first house, the ascendant, and her self-identity, her ego, letting go of those sun themes. So very, very interesting there. And the sun rules her 12th house, that Leo 12th house, so the mental health issues, again, perfectionist, trying to be perfect with that Virgo and critical, analytical theme and energy there. And yes, I do private astrology readings, so message me.